time of year, early spring, it's also a great time to get your tools out of the shed and make sure they're ready to go for the season. And you want to make sure that they're clean first, whether you've got a bit of rust build up on them in the wintertime, and that you just get all the debris. If you've been pruning things last year that may have a disease on it, you want to make sure that your pruners are clean so you're not transferring any diseases onto anything new that you're cutting this spring. And no matter what type of pruners you have, there's some simple steps that you can take. These are secateurs, or handheld pruners. And so the first thing I would do in the spring with these, I usually do them before I clean up in the fall, but it's just even taking some steel wool or just a pot scrubber of some sort and just going back and forth over the blades. And you'll find that you get a nice shine on it. It's taking any of that gumminess if you've been pruning evergreens off. And you need to get that off. If you're not getting a good sharp cut with your pruners, then you're also getting more damage on your plants. A sharper cut heals better on a plant and you have less dieback. So always a sharp cut is best. But even just taking some time with some steel wool and just cleaning up your blades and just going through that and making sure they're nice and shiny in that for you. Once your tools are cleaned up, the next step would be to make sure that they're sharp. There's places that you can take to get your tools sharpened up, but you can also just get we have this nice handy little sharpener. It has a carbide blade to it and very simple to sharpen. First you have to know, most pruners are what they call bypass pruners, and meaning the two blades pass by each other, and you don't want to be sharpening the inside edge of that blade. You need those two pieces of metal that are passing together to actually touch each other to get that sharp cut that we talked about. So you only want to be pruning the outer edge. So if those are my blades together, we're going to be sharpening the edge that's still showing. And usually on most pruners or shears, that will be kind of a beveled edge. You'll see a bit of an angle on there. So it's just a matter of taking a pair of sharpeners. You lay the blade upon the same angle as what's the edge is, and you just run it along there a couple times. And it's amazing what difference that will make. So very simple to do yourself. Usually you can pick these up for $20 or less, and you can be using them on all your shears. You can even be using it on shovel edges and that sort of thing, edgers, so you get a nice sharp edge. So just running that tool along the edge there, you'll see the edge become shinier and you'll get a much sharper cut, which is better for the plant material. So even if you had a pair of shears, these ones are different. They're a wavy edge shear. It just catches the plant material better, makes a nice cut. So again, you don't want to do the two edges, the flat part that comes together. You want to do the outside edges. And again, you'll see a nice bevel on that edge. And again, you would just take your tool there and just rub it along the edge. And do it 4 or 5 times, and you'll see that there's a difference just with that little bit of work. But it just assures that you're not catching. If when you're pruning, if the stem is just kind of bending or you kind of half cut through, you know you need to be sharpening those tools up. So a good task to do before you get started with your pruning. We'll get into more pruning detail in our next video, but this will get you started off to a great season.